Hello, welcome to the Self Learning Podcast by Dr. Sushma Singh. Let us start discussion on Chapter 3 Understanding Social Institutions. This book begins with a discussion about the interaction of the individual and society. We saw that each of us as individuals occupies a place or location in society. Each one of us has a status and a role or roles, but these are not simply what we as individuals choose. They are not like roles a film actor may or may not opt to do. There are social institutions that constrain and control, punish and reward. They could be macro social institutions like the state or micro ones like the family. Here in this chapter, we are introduced to two social institutions and also to how sociology or social anthropology studies them. This chapter puts forth a very brief idea of some of the central ideas where important social institutions are located, namely family, marriage, and kinship, politics, economics, religion, and education. In the broadest sense, an institution is something that works according to rules established or at least acknowledged by law or by custom, and whose regular and continuous operation cannot be understood without taking those rules into account. Institutions impose constraints on individuals. They also provide him or her with opportunities. An institution can also be viewed as an end in itself. Indeed, people who have viewed family, religion, state, or even education as an end in itself. We have already seen that there are conflicting and different understandings of concepts within sociology. We have also been introduced to the functionalist and conflict perspective and seen how differently they saw the same thing, for instance, stratification or social control. Not surprisingly, therefore, there are different forms of understanding of social institutions as well. A functionalist view understands social institutions as a complex set of social norms, beliefs, values, and role relationships that arise in response to the needs of society. Social institutions exist to satisfy social needs. Accordingly, we find informal and formal social institutions in society. Institutions such as family and religion are examples of informal social institutions, while law and education are formal social institutions. A conflict view holds that all individuals are not placed equally in society. All social institutions, whether family, religious, political, economic, legal, or educational, will operate in the interest of the dominant sections of society, be it class, caste, tribe, or gender. The dominant social section not only dominates political and economic institutions, but also ensures that the ruling class ideas become the ruling ideas of a society. This is very different from the idea that there are general needs of a society. As you go about reading this chapter, see Whether you can think of examples to show how social institutions constrain and also offer opportunities to individuals. Notice whether they impact different sections of society unequally. For instance, we could ask, how does the family constrain as well as provide opportunities to men and women? Or how do political or legal institutions affect the privileged and dispossessed? Now, let us discuss the next topic, family, marriage, and kinship. Perhaps no other social entity appears more natural than the family. Often we are prone to assume that all families are like the ones we live in. No other social institution appears more universal and unchanging. Sociology and social anthropology have, over many decades, conducted field research across the cultures to show how the institutions of family, marriage, and kinship are important in all societies, and yet their character is different in different societies. They have also shown how the family is linked to the economic, political, cultural, and educational spheres. This may remind you of what there is a need to share and borrow from different disciplines. What we have discussed in chapter 1. According to the functionalist, the family performs important tasks which contribute to society's basic needs and helps perpetuate social order. The functionalist perspective argues that modern industrial societies function best if women look after the family and men earn the family livelihood. In India, studies, however, suggest that the families need not become nuclear in an industrial pattern of economy. This is but one example to show how trends based on experiences of one society cannot necessarily be generalized. The nuclear family is seen as the unit best equipped to handle the demands of the industrial society by the functionalist. In such a family, one adult can work outside the home while the second adult cares for the home and children. In practical terms, this specialization of roles within the nuclear family involves the husband adopting the instrumental role as breadwinner and the wife assuming the affective emotional role in domestic setting. This vision is questionable not just because it is gender unjust, but because empirical studies across cultures and history show that it is untrue. Indeed, as you will see in the discussion on work and economy, how in contemporary industries like the garment export, women form a large part of the labor force. Such a separation also suggests that the men are necessarily the heads of households. This is not necessarily true, as the box which is given below shows. When men migrate to urban areas, women have to plow and manage the agriculture fields. Many a time they become the sole provider of their families. Such households are known as the female headed households. Widowhood too might create such family arrangements. Or it may happen when men get remarried and stop sending remittance to their wives, children, and other dependents. In such a situation, women have to ensure the maintenance of the family. Among the Kolams, a tribal community in southeastern Maharashtra and the northern Andhra Pradesh, of female headed households is an acceptable norm. Now, let us wind up the session and thank you very much for engaging yourself with the Self Learning Podcast.